Good evening, everybody. How you doing? So,
Hey, everybody.
tonight I have with us Scotland's answer to Than from Tidal Gardens. How you doing? I can hear myself.
Hey, everybody.
Tonight. Is it going to happen again? No?
I think we're okay.
So, let's try that again. Off to a good start, eh?
Fuck it.
So, we've got with us tonight Scotland's answer to Than from Tidal Gardens, regular on the Reefers Network, and the spirit that embodies the Reefy AF Discord and YouTube channel. Ron, how you doing, Ron?
Very good. Thanks for having me on. I think you're completely and utterly off your tits having someone like me on a channel that's actually doing quite well until now. So let's see how we can get the ratings down. Everybody hit dislike.
Well, I've always enjoyed the Reefy AF and watching you on the Reefers Network, and I thought, you know what more could you ask for on Hump Day than a good laugh, basically.
Yeah,
Hump Day is it's the middle of the week. Yeah, not that I'm getting some tonight.
I don't know what you were. I don't know what you were insinuating. No, if I can give anyone any piece of advice, it's just don't take life or yourself too seriously. It's you will not get out alive.
Yes, definitely. So what have you been up to this week?
Messing around with my new light, doing a bit of cleaning in the tanks, but most of all, I'm afraid I've got to say it's not been reefing related. I've been scudding around Ayrshire in the van delivering Christmas trees to lots of happy customers. It's what Bernadette and I do during the month of December to allow the staff to be around with customers rather than sending staff out on delivery. So we deliver every tree for free in Ayrshire with a big happy smiling face.
Excellent.
If you believe that.
Do you dress up as Santa?
No.
Just had an image of you with your little Santa hat on, your sack over your shoulder.
I did tell you about the. Did you hear on Reefy AF when I was telling the story about the famous Christmas book we had at a garden centre years ago? So it was a range of kids' books actually, and they brought out a Christmas version, and it was "That's Not My," and then you would open the page and it would be because. So it was "That's Not My Reindeer," because his antlers are too furry, stuff like that. But on the last page, and then there would be a bit of the page would be covered in fuzz, so the kid would feel it. And the very last page was Santa, and it was, "That's not my Santa. His sack is too rough."
Brilliant. You can't write that, can you? Well, someone could, but
someone did. So I don't know if he'd maybe shaved the week before Christmas and it was starting to grow back in.
Yeah, a bit stubbly.
Yeah, for Christmas, you think he would maybe have got. Anyway.
So, okay. What have I been up to this week? Something has been munching on my starfish. I think it was the copper band.
Really?
I think so. I caught it a couple of weeks ago. It looked like it was going to take a bite out of it. And I thought, is it or isn't it? It kind of swam off. And then there's like all these lumps out of it, big chunks out of the starfish. So I scooped it up out of the main tank and put it in my fluval, which is where that picture was taken. And it's kind of recovering now. But yeah, it happened actually I had a starfish that had like black. Yeah, it was red, but it had little black dots on it. It wasn't a chocolate chip one. It was still like a Linkia, but it had a slightly different pattern on it. And I thought maybe the fish think that that's food and they're just trying to eat the food. But no, they're actually trying to eat the starfish.
ever heard of a copper band picking at a starfish?
It might not have been. I just saw the copper band going close to it, and it looked like it was going to bite it, and then it swam off. And then
Oh.
a week later, I have a starfish with a load of bite marks in it, basically. So,
Sorry, I've just been handed
Yeah.
a beer. I stopped listening.
I can't really argue with that.
So you saw the copper band taking a shot at the starfish?
It looked like it was going to, and then it swam off. And then a week later, I have a starfish with a load of chunks taken out of it. So
I'm
although I
glad
didn't
it's not a
actually
chocolate chip
catch-
starfish, because if you were to be on here live telling everybody your copper band was munching on your chocolate starfish,
Yeah. Would have been a much better joke if I'd said it had been munching on my chocolate starfish.
absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's not good.
No, well, hopefully it's gonna recover in that tank, and yeah, well, because I've got a blue one in the tank, and I think that one's fine. So I don't know why this one in particular has got big bits missing out of it.
Yeah, that's weird.
The only other thing I can think is might have at one point got too close to the pistol shrimp's cave, and my pistol shrimp is a complete dick and would have definitely done that to it.
Yeah, I mean, you hear of specific species of shrimp predating starfish, but a copper band?
Yeah,
I mean, it
don't
does
know.
look a bit fucked up.
Yeah, it's look at this was the beginning of the week. It's looking quite a bit better in the tank now. So hopefully it'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, they tear their own legs off and things, don't they? So yeah. Is that a
Yeah,
leg?
yeah.
Is that a leg?
I don't know. Call it what you like.
Let's
It's not
not
going to argue with you.
let's not play that game. Oh, Ramus just
Oh,
said he thinks that's what happened to his starfish.
okay. That's interesting. Yeah, he's saying his pistol shrimp got annoyed. Yeah, so my pistol shrimp has definitely already murdered one sea star. Definitely. Because I had to pull it back out of the cave and there was lots of it missing. And that one did die. This one was quite a way away from this. So my pistol shrimp's cave at the moment is kind of tucked around the back here. And that sea star was right in the middle at the front here with a leg folded up and a load of its insides hanging out. And I thought, oh, those insides are supposed to be on the inside.
And it died.
And scooped it up. No, that was this one.
Oh.
The one that died, I had to actually pull out of the cave. This one was the one with like a bunch of its insides hanging out.
Yeah.
But it's still alive.
Sounds like your shrimp is a total dick.
Yeah, I have actually been tempted to. I did think, do I just move the shrimp over to that tank rather than the sea star? And if I ever get to move house, I might not put that pistol shrimp back in the main tank because that'll be the easy time to catch it.
Bottle traps work for me pretty much 100% of the time for shrimp. Peppermint shrimp for me, just literally cut the top off, invert. And yeah, every time.
Yeah.
Every morning
I caught everything, but I had one. I did originally have two peppermint shrimp in my tank. I think my hawkfish ate one of them. One left, and I had not the tube worms. Tube worm. It was a type of tube worm. I can't remember what they're called now. That'll come back to me. It didn't look very happy, and it kept moving around the tank. I'm like, these things don't move. And I put a little security camera in front of the tank, and then I watched the footage back of what happened at night. And the pistol shrimp came out, grabbed hold of it, pulled it around the back, and devoured it. So I put a bottle trap in for that, and I caught everything. I caught my 6-line wrasse, which I didn't actually think would fit through the bottleneck. My yellow wrasse, goby, everything, but the pistol shrimp. That was I wasn't happy with that. Not pistol shrimp, the peppermint shrimp. But yeah.
No, mine matches has been greedy little fuckers then, because I had 6 in the tank, and every night I caught 1, and it was just 6 nights in a row. 1, 1, 1, 1. Done. Sorry for your loss, Steve.
Yeah. What else? The other thing I've been up to this week is I trimmed back the bush in the.
You
in
have
Cove.
trimmed that back.
Like, I just ripped all of the chato out. I mean, there's a few little bits and bobs in there. I was not ever seeing the pipefish, so I couldn't keep an eye on them and see whether we're having any success with breeding them. So yeah, took all that out.
That's a really cool little tank. I really like it. I'm starting to appreciate stuff like this a lot more now.
Yeah, I quite like it, and it's just like my little experiment tank, really. I've got a conch in there, and every time there's a conch orgy in my main tank, I kind of wait until they've gone back to their separate homes, and rummage around in the sand and pull out that massive blob of gooey orgy residue, and drop it in that tank. And the glass of my tank, you can kind of see it in here, but the glass is covered in what I think are baby conch.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely covered.
Cool.
I mean, there must be 200 in there. It's ridiculous.
I could start selling them.
I did find one in this tank. So they've been having orgies in that tank for a while before I started running the fluval. And I found in my mushroom basket, I found a baby conch, and I found a baby trocus snail in my sump.
Mushroom basket sounds like a euphemism. I found it in my mushroom basket. Oh, my plum satchel.
Yes.
Would have been a good coral name.
Yeah. That's one for the future for you.
Yeah. Plum satchel.
What else was I up to? Oh yeah, I also fitted my knockoff salinity probe.
Ah, yeah. So
My AliExpress one.
it sounded like the start didn't go to plan, but you've worked it out.
Well, so when I had problems with my salinity probe previously, I looked up online and it's like, oh yeah, you need to unplug the probe and then just go through the advanced calibration and just ignore everything it says and just click next, 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 next until you got to the end, and then plug it back in and do it properly and it'll work. And I'd forgotten about that at the start. So I plugged the probe in, went through the calibration, and I calibrated it in my sump with just sump water that I knew was at 35 parts per thousand. And as soon as it finished the calibration, it said, oh yeah, 42 parts per thousand. Well, that's exactly the same water that I just calibrated you in, that I told you was 35. What the hell is going on? And I went through it a few times, nothing. Put a comment on the Discord about it, and then I thought, oh, I wonder if, and then I just tried it, and it just worked. So yeah, and I think maybe it fluctuates more than the Neptune one. Let me share that so you can see.
I mean, I'm glad I didn't make a snap judgment and tell you to throw it in the bin or throw it in the bush or something.
Yeah. Or add loads of RO to my tank because 42 parts per thousand was obviously correct.
Yeah.
Which did make me chuckle. But yeah, you can see here, it's not varying by much, but my other one, I don't know whether it was broken. My other one barely moved at all.
Hold on a second. It was completely fucking... The glass was broken.
Yeah. So it would be totally stable, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it would change by a massive amount. And that was obviously as the broken bit of glass moved, it went, whoa, that's a totally different reading.
As it electrocuted everything in the tank.
Yeah, and I quite like the design of this probe. It looks much easier to clean than the Neptune one.
So not as much internal.
It's all external. So you get a little. I don't know if it's how far in my crap drawer it is.
Let's do it live, Steve. Just rip it out the tank just for us to have a look. Just unplug
I
it.
can get it.
Shut down your factory.
Actually, I haven't.
Your Trident.
I haven't actually wired it up, so I can just do that.
What? Right. Okay. Yeah. So that is a lot easier to clean. Oh, it's like a glass loop.
Yeah. Much easier than the actual Neptune one.
Is anyone else giggling just at the word probe?
So the word probe?
Yeah, just.
I did see you giggle.
I'm such a fucking child.
And that's why I invited you on.
Giggity.
What else? Did I actually share my screen at all?
No, you didn't.
What an idiot. So this is what, when I was talking about it going up and down a lot, this was what I was referring to. So it's not, so it's going down to like 34.1, but my other one was just kind of a line, and then it would jump by a huge amount, and then
So this is only showing the new probe. None of this is the old probe.
No, yeah, the history doesn't go back far enough for the old probe. It was pissing me off with it alarming constantly, so I just disabled it and unplugged it for a week. I was waiting for this one to arrive.
Yeah, I've just switched mine off entirely.
Yeah. Well, let's see who we have with us, because I see the chat's been going a little bit mad. We have Just Dave.
Return of the Mac.
And we have Gills with us.
Hello, Liam.
And Techers as well.
I don't know who that is, but I see him on all the streams. Hello, Techers.
Need to get yourself on Reefing.
It's a bit close to riffraff, isn't
it?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody, don't be shy. Discord's not some weird thing that's just made for gamers. It's just literally like an old-fashioned chat room on the internet. It's super simple, super easy. You can have your own tank channel on there, so it's almost like a diary of your tank, and then people can ask questions. You can ask questions and advice. You'll get nothing back other than go fuck yourself. But it's good fun.
It's like the old school. It really is like the old school chat rooms. It's full of weirdos,
isn't it?
But good weirdos.
We're all so weird. I've never felt more normal on there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun.
A good collection of mutants.
And we have Rob with us.
Evening, Rob. I hope your week is going better. His YouTube video that he posted this morning was moody. You know, that kind of way he was like, But if everyone would please, obviously once you finish watching this one, go and watch his recent video and just skip to 5 minutes 40 and just watch for a few seconds. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I saw the same thing and I was going to, do I mention that on here or not?
So you did notice it?
Yes, I definitely did.
He's getting his viewers his viewers. He said he's left it in for the ladies.
Yeah. I did actually have that in my list.
Did you?
I won't
Sorry,
spoil it and
I've
write
blown
what
it.
I was gonna, and then I thought, no, I'm not gonna mention that.
I text him instantly.
Oh. And we've got Lee with us as well.
Evening,
Hi, Lee.
Lee.
How you doing?
Your pump should be there hopefully tomorrow. I've sent him a wee pump.
Okay. Is it TMC one?
Oh. Only if I hated him. No, it's one of the Seache Ultra Zero pumps. So next time he floods his basement, you can pump the water out so the kids don't drown.
Got Rama with us as well.
Evening, Rama. I hope he's feeling better. He's been dying.
Yeah. I saw on Discord that he was it on the Discord or was it in the comments to
I think it was in the comments or something that he's been really unwell. Everyone's been unwell.
Yeah.
No, Dave, it is not.
Oh, I've got to scroll down now and see what. Yes, okay. Oh dear. UKM 120 is in with us as well.
Anthony, good evening.
And Jam is with us.
Oh, it's Jim from the Discord from Chicago.
Okay.
Evening, Jimothy. Good effort.
Yeah, there's some names I haven't seen before as well. Reese. Hi
Good
there.
evening, Reese.
Haley's in with us as well.
Evening, Haley.
And Matt, Norfolk Reefer.
Hey, Matt.
Hi, Matt. Did a video with Matt. Oh, well, that sounds bad, doesn't it?
Who held the camera?
We compared light levels over the internet. Yes. We had a bit of a light off.
With your
It was quite interesting, actually.
lights.
Yes. Yeah. So I've got Reef LED 90s and Matt has Hydra 32s, I think. Mine's, we were like 10% off on like percentage of intensity, but the light differences were probably reflecting that 10%. So, if you're wondering how a Reef LED 90 and Hydra 32 compare, they're about the same, at different levels in the water column.
And this is per rather than par.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So are you a whore like Matt? Did you get sent it for nothing, Steve?
Hell yeah.
You filthy, filthy beast.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I'm reasonably cheap. I'll do pretty much anything for free stuff.
Cool. Good to know.
Actually, I had what's the old one called? Had the little slides that you put in them.
Oh, the Senai.
The Senai. So I had the Senai Reef, and I was using that for quite a while. So when they came out with the Powerwise Pro, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And Matt and I got talking to one of the guys that works for the UK distributor, and we got talking to him at Coral Freaks, actually.
Was it Craig?
And no, it was Matt.
I don't know, Matt. I know Craig. Craig's a great guy.
Yes, yeah. So we had a couple of calls with Craig as well, but it was really interesting to see what they've done, and it was really interesting to look at that C per set value that kind of ignores everything that's outside of the usable range, and I think it ignores anything, so it puts that kind of silhouette in the background of the maximum usable at each level of the spectrum. So if you go above that at some point, it ignores that bit as well.
Sorry, I'm just giggling. We both burped at the same time there and both tried to pretend it wasn't happening. Oh dear. Oh.
Who else? We've got John. It's John, isn't it? I'm terrible with names.
Yes, John.
It is John, isn't it? Yeah.
Tattooed handsome John with 6 tanks.
Yes.
Come on now.
And a floppy drive in his tank.
Correct. Is that a kid? Oh dear.
Is that everyone? I'm just going to flick through a bit more. Oh, we've got Mad Shep's Reef in with us as well.
That name?
I've seen it before I don't know if he's been on one of my lives before, but I'm sure I've seen that maybe in the Sunday night, the Prestige Reef Dork show. I think. Don't know. Bush trimming and jabbing starfish.
Oh, you have been. That was one of the creepiest things I've ever heard. What's his avatar tonight? We deserve to be in the hobby too. And it's a shark with a ginger beard and a kilt on.
Yeah. We've got Hurren's Reef as well.
Hello. Now, this person, I don't know who it is, but they joined Reef AF this week.
Okay, so they are a Norfolk-based reefer just outside Norwich that Norfolk reefer Matt knows.
I'm slowly but surely getting to know all these people in the UK. I was living a very solitary life until I bumped into you bunch of mutants.
It's just you and a load of Americans on the Reef Yaff.
It was hilarious. Hilarious.
We've got Harry Milsom. Yeah, Milsom. It's another name that I haven't seen crop up that often.
A cheeky wee snog in his avatar as well. See the colours you've got there, the great, the black and the yellow. It looks like a National Geographic.
Yeah, it's to trick people into thinking this is going to be like intellectual.
Yeah.
I think it's just I'm cheap, and it was one of the only free colour schemes.
You didn't go for the Black Friday deal then?
No, because it was still 200 quid.
Yeah, it's 50% off though.
Yeah, if it was like 50% off and it was like 80 quid, then I might have gone, yeah, all right.
It's a very specific number, Steve.
Yeah, I just made it up
no
as well.
more. That's it.
Yeah. £76.23.
Not a penny more.
Yeah. So we've got Harry, Spiritual Reefing, with us as well.
Oh, I watched one of his YouTube videos the other day there. Hello, Harry.
Yes. Yeah, they're really good, aren't they? I remember when he bought the first one out, I'd met him at Coral Freaks as well, actually, and was chatting to him there. And then I did a video afterwards, and I said, "Oh yeah, he's just put out a video, and it's a fantastic first video." And I was like, "That sounds really condescending." It's like, it was a fantastic video, full stop. And the fact that it was his first video made it like really phenomenal.
But you were patting him on the bum and just saying, "Good on you, wee man. Well done.
Yeah,
good effort."
Yeah, exactly. Yes, if I look back at my first videos, they were terrible. So. Well, a lot of them still are. And we've got Tom on with us as well.
Is that actually Thomas, or can anyone log in as that?
I imagine anyone can log in, but every time I've seen it pop up in my live stream, it's been Tom.
It's Tom. Evening, Tom.
That's good, because one of the jokes later on kind of relies on Tom being here. So
something about something being in a box.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Or an onion in a box?
No onions. No onions.
What?
I'm just going through because I'm mindful this is probably getting a little bit dull for people now. But we've got the offshore reefer here with us as well.
Hello. Moving on, Steve. Come on. Crank these up.
And Dan's Reef is with us.
Even Dan. Why do people say they're sorry they're late? Who are you apologising to? It's fine.
Yeah,
As long as you
I'm
hit
just glad
like,
you're here.
yeah, as long as you hit like before you fuck off, that's all we need.
Is there anyone else here? Anyone else? Nope, that's everyone. Good. Right.
Right.
So let me as you just mentioned it, there you go. I'll put a little reminder on the screen. So I thought I'd go through a few questions about you.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping they're gonna bring on a bit of fun as well.
Yep.
And then at some point at the end of this, we've got a little competition where Ron has sent me 10 of his corals and the names that he uses, which was quite amusing because when I asked him for the real names, he started giving me the actual scientific names. I'm like, no, the ones that you made up.
I was writing, but Acropora, granulosa, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, these are shit.
These aren't funny at all.
Oh, dear.
So, yeah.
Real names.
Yeah. Yeah, but to me, those are the real names. They're the best ones.
Yeah, I agree. I would buy them.
So I took Ron's names, and then for every coral, I made up 3 more, kind of in the same vein. And the game that we will play later on will be guess which one is Ron's actual name. And we've got a little prize.
Hey.
Which will be, I unveil it to its full glory. Look.
Who wouldn't want to dry their plums with that? Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Or vagina. Let's not be sexist.
So, and I'll even be able to post it out to the States as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit, because I'm probably going to be out there in the early part of next year.
So you're going to hand it over, fly to any state?
No, I will fly to that continent and put it in the post. If they're in the same state as I have to go to with work, then I will gladly meet them somewhere that's not 5-hour drive away.
Send them a text and say, it's on this bin at this airport. Come and get it.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how bad your Google history is now with those coral names.
Oh, it's gonna be horrific.
Yeah.
It's really. I got to the end of it and I did think to myself, I really should have done this in private browsing, because people are going to now be looking at like, why is he looking at that, and why Urban Dictionary, and yeah.
Divorce Before Christmas.
What's bukkake?
Perhaps you could explain that to everybody just that maybe doesn't know.
Go and Google it, but don't do it on a work computer. Don't do it in front of the missus. So I've kind of broken these questions up. When I say ChatGPT did a lot of the heavy lifting for me.
Don't try and get your excuses in.
I did vet them all first to make sure that they're, suitably ridiculous. So the first section is about eating corals in your coral farm.
Yep. Well,
what kind of inspired you to start it?
I was growing coral, didn't have anywhere for it to go because I had no reefing friends. Everybody I knew physically in the real world that had a reef tank shut them down. So they all stopped reefing. So I just had hundreds of corals, and Bernadette said, "Do you want a tank just for the corals for your birthday?" I said, "That would be lovely." So she bought me not this tank, another tank. Yeah, it's just grown arms and legs, and it turns out I'm actually okay at it. I can grow multiple species of corals and get nice shapes, and yeah, bizarre.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love reefing. I love everything about it. I've not charged for a lot of the corals. I've given a lot away because I just need space. I mean, you can see a little bit of space in that photo. That was a few weeks ago now. That all that
Yeah.
space is gone. It is just rammed with coral. I now have magnetic racks on the front of the glass where I actually have a kind of raceway for the tangs to when they want to have a bit of fun. They've got complete clear. They've got a raceway up the front of the tank. But yeah, why did I get into it? I literally was growing corals, and I really didn't want to put them in the bin. But I have to put my hands up and say there have been times where things have just got so out of hand. I have had to snip bits off and put them in the bin, which is
Wow.
outrageous, I know.
So when you're farming all these corals, how frequently do you crack one off?
Once a month, maybe. In the early days, I was doing it daily, Steve. Weren't we all?
Yeah. Okay.
And then,
Yeah.
as the novelty wears off and possibly some skin, you start to reduce the frequency. So yeah, that's some of the many colonies that they are not colonies. They're small. There are many colonies that I then frag from. So the plan is with the new farm is to have more space to be able to have all of this stuff spaced out more because some of them are touching and better flow, more space for the tangs to get in between to do the cleaning. Because
Yeah.
I cannot stress enough how much work those fish do. It's unbelievable. So just today, I actually posted a video on Discord. I should have sent it to you actually, and I take every second one of those square plates with a mini colony on it, and I put it down onto the bottom of the tank at the front of the tank where the raceway is for the tanks, and they go to town on the algae because they can get
Okay.
360 degrees all the way around it. And then about an hour back onto the rack, and then I take the other corals out, set them down there, and they just annihilate it. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is, though, they definitely are far more eager to eat when the flow is off. When the
Okay.
flow is
That's interesting.
on, they're far less eager to clean entirely, work round systematically. If the flow is on, they'll swim up, grab a little bit, swim away again, come back. But turn the flow off, it's brilliant. Go to town. So
Excellent.
how often do I crack one off? Every month, or it depends. Let's say somebody puts in a big order and I'm shipping down to Mansfield or something like that, a big box or a couple of boxes of corals. I'll have to get fragging sooner.
So what you're saying is you'll crack one off to order.
Yeah, if you send me a message, I will crack one off right there and then.
Excellent.
Well done, Steve.
What can you share apart from the names, because we're not going to reveal them yet, that sets your corals apart from someone else's?
In one word, size. I am not prepared to send people tiny little bogies of corals. Now, if somebody specifically says to me, for example, somebody reached out a few months ago and said, "Do you have any Bali green slimer?" Yes, I did. They were less than an inch. They hadn't encrusted. They hadn't puddled out onto the plug at all. But the person was desperate for it. I sent it. But I stressed this coral is not at the stage that I would be happy sending it. So big corals, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm using the term big in comparison to normal, not things this size.
Yeah.
But also nice shaped corals. So
Okay.
I've got one acro in particular called Joker. I think everybody knows what it is. So it's a green stag and it's got purple tips. It has a tendency to sort of curl and spin. You don't get those nice solid branches. Maybe there's something wrong with mine. I don't know. But just over the last year, I've been cutting and trimming and almost bonsaiing these frags so you get a really nice structure to the coral. So it's not just
Yeah.
a chunky coral that, let's say, weighs a certain amount. It's an actual nice shape that will start off in your tank really well. So that is what I'm all about. It's an attractive shape and size of coral. I'm not prepared to send out tiny little stupid things.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Which doesn't sound like a good business model, but I don't care. I'm not doing this for money. Yes, the money will come, but that's not why I'm doing it. I want to try and service the hobby and try and keep people in it. Are we snigger there, Steve?
I just read a question from Matt. What's the coral scene like there in Iron Brew Land?
Fucking dire, almost non-existent. That's why I want to do it. I don't have a local fish shop other than Glasgow now. All of the fish shops. We had a Maidenhead in our local Dobbies garden centre. It's gone, completely shut down. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody might say to me at some point, well, does that not tell you something? Well, no, I think there's still a buzz about there. People are just travelling further and getting lower quality for it. The LFS I go to in Glasgow, I absolutely love. The people that own it, they could not be nicer and more helpful people. And I do actually supply them with corals. So,
okay. So they've got great coral as well.
Yes.
Are there any kind of upcoming corals that you're going to be fragging that you're like particularly they're rare or unusual? You kind of got coming up that you're excited about?
I've got a couple of Salagos that I'm quite excited about, but they're not growing very fast. The last two large batches of corals I bought are the exact color they were when I got them, maybe 9-10 months ago. But they're also the same size. So not dying, not struggling, not bleaching, have polyp extension. They are just living.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there because all the rest you can actually see in some of the photos that I sent you. You'll see corals that were bought at the same time that are now not in a plug; they're on a plate, and they are that size. And you've got maybe 7 or 8 corals in front of it. So if you go along another photo, see which one it is, and I'll kind of and again. Okay, so see just down to the bottom right of the one I'm holding, you'll see.
This one?
Yeah, so that one is losing a battle to coralline. It's growing so slow. The coralline is actually growing up the skeleton. Anyway, that's not the question you asked me, is it? Am I excited? I would be excited if the fuckers would grow. So when because you can see the one to the right of that was bought at the same time.
Wow.
And it's been
go back to that then.
So that has
So
been
these two were at the same time.
Yeah. And that has been fragged. One on the right. 2 or 3 times it's been fragged.
Wow.
So I know corals grow at different speeds. That's a slightly more finicky coral to begin with. But yeah, you can actually see the corals in that photo that are still only the size of the plug. So I'm excited for them to take off. So, but yeah, nothing. I'm not importing my own corals yet. I do have somebody in mind that I will be using moving forward, but I don't have space. And the most fundamental problem is I don't have space to quarantine the corals correctly. So I'm just not doing it. I'm just not. It's too risky.
Yeah.
These questions are far too serious.
Well, yeah, there are some less serious ones. The problem is that ChatGPT originally wanted to ask, like, to have it a bit like a documentary, and I was like, no,
Oh,
they can't.
that sounds just like me. Nice and serious.
Yeah, put some childish humour in here. Yeah, talk about farts or something, and we'll get on a lot better. So I see we have another guest with us as well.
Oh,
Where's it gone?
oh, it's Jason.
Yeah. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, Jason. I wonder if will he be driving? Maybe coming home from work, screaming at people.
Maybe.
That's why he's sleeveless, you know, because they get ripped off because he keeps throwing his arms out the car windows.
Have you like been in the car with him or something? Has he earned this reputation, or is it just
Oh, he joins some of
fabricated?
our get-togethers on Reefy AF on the Zoom chats we have,
Okay.
and he'll join and he'll start the call on his phone, throw it in the passenger seat, and just randomly forget to mute himself, and he will be screaming at other drivers. It's very funny.
Yeah.
He's a good lad. I love Jason.
Yeah. He's a good laugh.
He's been there since the very beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did it start?
Well, I'll be honest, I'd never even heard of Discord. I joined another Reefing Discord, and then I spoke with one of the members on that Discord, who was looking for another Discord, and I said, I'm just going to start my own. And he actually said to me, "Do you know how it works?" This, not a clue. And I think there was 2 people for a week. There was 4 people for a month. There was 8 people for maybe a year. And then we started to send out invites, and it just seems, I like how slow it's grown. I feel like I've got to know every single person, which is really nice. Although a few people have joined recently that I don't have a fucking clue who they are. My apologies.
Well, when we see him on the next tank tour or something, maybe that should be like a joining requirement. You have to give a tank tour.
Well, now we're talking the same language, Steve.
Have you got a list of members, and have you put a little tick next to the ones that have given a tank tour?
No. It will be soon time to come round to your tank tour again, Steve.
Yeah. I don't mind talking about as we kind of talked about just leading up to this. I'm quite happy to just come on to a call and just completely wing it all the way through. So,
Well, I think you're just going to get the best out of people if you just have a bit of a laugh.
yeah.
I mean, if you were to ask me
Yeah.
what parameters were right now, I'd be like,
Yeah, they're all right.
yeah, they're fine. Thanks for asking.
Oh, Heron's Reef.
Oh, he's up for it.
Get him in the book.
Let's talk dates. When suits. Hit me up on the Discord. Everyone just needs to join the Discord, and then everyone can then talk to everyone else. It just makes sense.
Yeah. I've got another one there, look.
Excellent. Is Reese on there?
I don't know.
Thing is, people join with these weird names, and you don't actually know what their real name is. Like, we had a tank tour last weekend, and I had to go on Discord and have a look and have a wee dig around to find out the person who was doing the tank tour's name 3 minutes before we went live. I was like, oh, it's Jack. Cool. The bearded.
Because Discord is like normally a gaming channel. I actually, from days of old when I used to play Call of Duty, I had a name on there, but I used to like to upset all of the people playing these war simulation games, and my my handle on those games was Colonel Gaddafi. So when I joined your Discord, I thought I better change my name to something a bit more suitable.
Is it not like Hershey or something? Hershey?
Harishi, yeah. That
Harishi.
was that's my email. I thought I changed my name on it. I think that might be my email address I used to sign up originally.
I was like, who's this dodgy guy?
Yeah. Or as someone once pointed out after I decided on that name, because I used to do a radar controlled aircraft YouTube channel, and I used to make stuff as well and sell it on eBay and that, and it was like Harishi Designs. And then one of my friends, after I properly like put it out there and branded everything, he said, "Oh, her is he." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, didn't realise that."
Just get rid of him as a mate and just stick with
it. Yeah, a little bit of a tangent, but
we like tangents.
yes. So that kind of was a tangent towards Reefy AF or Reef Yaf. I'm not quite sure which one I prefer now. You said that you kind of it formed because you were dissatisfied with another Discord that you're on.
I don't mind talking about it. It was awkward at the time. There was a Discord set up called Reef Beef, and it's Rich Ross and Ben Johnson over in America. Absolutely brilliant podcast. And they started a Discord, and it was all just shenanigans and fun and all the rest of it. And then some slightly more serious characters started to appear. When I say serious characters, I mean actual people in the industry. And some people that joined didn't like the childish schoolboy humor, got a little bit offended about it, ran to mummy and daddy, said, "Can you make them stop?" The people running the site then asked the person to stop, and it just it changed from what it was supposed to be. It lost its absolute. Yeah. For me personally, I'm not talking for anyone else. For me personally, it just lost its essence of why I joined and why I wanted to be part of it. So we were like, well, we'll take the shenanigans elsewhere, mainly out of respect for how they're wanting to take theirs. And also for me, in a selfish point of view, if I didn't start Reef AF, I was going to lose touch with all of those people I'd made friends with. And I am so isolated here in Scotland as a reefer. I mean, we've got a couple of Scottish people on Reef AF now, which is amazing, but they don't talk much. I've never met them. I'm not entirely sure whereabouts in Scotland they're actually from, but I'm so glad I set it up because it's a proper, really nice little community. And it's such a laugh. Every day, I end up laughing to the point I feel like I need an inhaler. And it could just be something as simple as a GIF somebody sends. So for me, it's just a bit of a day brightener. Just it really is. I work 7 days a week, 360 days a year. And it's just nice you'll be on your work computer, you turn to your fun computer, and your friends are there all having fun. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's like that friendly banter. And I remember there was someone that came to work at the place I was at, and he said, "Oh, where I worked before, it was really horrible. You know, as soon as you left the room, everyone was like talking shit about you and you know, accusing you of this and that and the other." I'm like, "I hear we'll only do it when you come in the room because it's no fun to do it when you're not here." Yeah. You know, because we don't mean it. It's fun. It's just fun. And obviously, if someone doesn't like it, then you don't do it. But you know, you genuinely find that people like that kind of gravitate towards each other, and I think that's what the Reef AF is. You know, it's just a lot of people that have fun.
But it's so bizarre. I mean, we use the term, "Oh, that person is Reef AF." That's what we actually say, because some people that have joined are just so Reefy AF. It's like, how did you find us? You just slot straight in like a member of family, and it's just absolutely incredible. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah, and
For
we,
me.
we all benefit from it as well. So
It's a great laugh, and I'll continue to do it the best I can and keep people safe from outside assholes, because there's going to be some. There's going to be some. They'll be out.
yeah.
Not having that.
So, are there any kind of really memorable interactions you've had on Reefy AF with a certain situation or something that's cropped up, and you just think, oh, that really describes what it's like? That's a perfect example.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to come up with something really, really funny, but do you know what the best thing about it is? It's the generosity of everybody on there. And I know that sounds all kumbaya and let's all suck each other's dicks, but that's not what I mean. Somebody comes on and says they're having an issue. The next day, somebody, without even saying anything, has posted hundreds of dollars worth of equipment to that person to help them out. And it happens constantly. All the time. People are just, I don't need that anymore. Yes, I could sell it for a couple of $100, but here's this nice person, really needs it for the reef tank. Sent. Done. We actually have a generosity award at the end of the year. You don't win anything. We just say, well done. You're the most generous. And we've got one guy who has been winning it. Oh, yeah. He might win it again this year, although there is one other person that is up for it this year as well. So, yeah,
Okay.
generosity has to be the biggest thing that I come away with every day and go, holy shit. We all are such mutants, but underneath it, such nice people.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Well, I'm used to the reefing forums where, you post a photo of something and ask a question. It's, what are your parameters? Well,
Yeah.
I just asked what's the best thing to clean my glass with. Do you need to know my alkalinity, calcium, and magnesium? Not really.
Yeah.
Just wanky. Just really wanky.
Yeah. I think there's a few out there that are just really rules heavy as well, and I can't be done with all that.
This is a hobby, Steve. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
fun. I have rules and regulations, and I have to be so careful what I say at work all day, every day. I know. Can you imagine? We have a really big HR firm on our behalf. But no, this is. I think people forget this is a hobby.
Yeah. And like you say, it's fun. It's supposed to be fun. Don't suck all the joy out of it.
Suckle. Nice choice. Nice.
Where did I get to? What's your favourite running joke or meme in the Reefy AF community? Because I've noticed that there is a few.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. There are actually so many. Well, most of them to begin with were all based on me being Scottish. So a lot of the jokes were about the fact that our national animal is the unicorn. Yep. So there was a million jokes based on unicorns. One in particular that ended one person's relationship with the other Discord we were talking about earlier, because he posted a little video of a unicorn. Was it a unicorn rape? Was it? Well, it was definitely S&M. There's definitely some shenanigans going on. So yeah, the Scottish thing was huge for a while, but I'm not exotic anymore. We've got lots of Brits and people from the UK and other ladies and gentlemen from Scotland now.
Yeah.
So no, one run is, oh God, no. Steve, there's so many.
That's what I thought. I was trying to think of. Is there one? But like you say, I haven't been in the Discord that long, but there's so many that at first when you're in there, you're like, what the heck are these guys talking about?
Do you
And then-
find it makes you feel not included though? Because that would be bad.
I think, initially you just think, I'm missing something here. Yeah.
Or they are.
I'm not massively intelligent, but I'm not that thick. There must be some context that I just don't get here. But generally, as you hear, or you might just say, what? And then someone will explain it, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I get it now.
I just
But
get
yeah,
ripped
maybe
apart every day, really, to be honest. That's the running joke is probably me just having staff and, the jokes just, yeah. Rob
Yeah.
having a helicopter is quite a common one now.
Yes. Yeah, when I went to visit him, I nearly messaged him and said, do I need to check in at the gatehouse or not?
So you have physically stood in front of that tank, and I don't want to regurgitate stuff you've already talked about, but what was it like?
It's unreal. You cannot pick up the scale of that tank until you go there. And because you come in up those steps at the back, and you crouch down because it's like 5 foot or less in that first bit, and you crouch down, and then you go up these little witches stairs and try not to break your neck on them, and then you kind of look like that, and the tank's above you, and then that soul hole tank comes along that's bigger than your head.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, it really. I think that is the best way to approach a tank. I was thinking about kind of getting all of my people, anyone that comes in to visit here, to kind of walk in on their knees so that they're below the tank and then stand up. To to give them that same, because it's just phenomenal.
I was wondering where you were going there with the.
Yeah, let's not go there. But yeah, and to go to the end, and I hadn't seen in any of Rob's videos previously, and I haven't religiously gone back and watched them all. Sorry, Rob, but I do watch them as they come out. But to look all the way down that tank, down through 4 meters of water, is, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that end view is quite something on any tank. I really like an end view. Rob's videos, just because you mentioned there, but not going back and watching all the rest. Watching his videos right from the very, very start, which is what I did, and seeing his personality just slowly slip out the cracks is amazing. It's some of his earlier content, and I've told him this straight to his face. It was a bit dry, but I understand why he went down that route. But see, now it's just, I can't wait. As soon as I see that on my to watch list, I'm on it. Brilliant channel.
Yeah, he's good. And when I first saw them coming up in my feed, I'm like, maintenance week 172 or whatever. I was like, yeah, I kind of kept scrolling there. I thought, what is it? Because that looks like a big tank. And I started watching. I'm like, actually, I really like these. And but I have noticed that
it's more cup of tea.
Yeah. And the incident at 5 minutes 40, or whenever it was as well.
I want to put a sound effect in. Ting. I hope everyone's gone back and watched that.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch that. I might have to put a link in the description afterwards.
Rob gets 6,000 views between 8 and 10 p.m. tonight.
But I think the Rob on Pelagic Swimmer and the Rob on Reefy AF are quite different as well.
I'm going to say this out loud, and he's probably going to rip into me for this. Rob has very, very, very quickly become one of my best friends. We have spent hours on the phone, hours chatting on WhatsApp, FaceTime type thing on the computer and stuff like that. And just the banter he's just. I understand
Yeah.
why his channel is the way it is. I get it, and I appreciate it for what it is. But the real Rob is in there, and you can see all the edits where he's sworn.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might say on his channel, "Silly Billy." That's not what he said first.
No.
But no, yeah, very
No, and
different.
I can imagine what it was that he said. And it was one you definitely want to edit out.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. I'm very, very grateful to have met him, and for him to have joined Reefing AF, and to have worn one of our T-shirts on his video, which he said to me, he said, "Yeah, didn't know about the swear word on the T-shirt because the original logo actually had the word fuck written in big letters on it because rebels." No, he said, "Oh, I did that thing where you click the camera and you mirror the image so people couldn't read it." I said, "Rob, it's only 4 letters. I think they would work it out." Benedette's just offering me another beer.
Do you watch Big Bang Theory?
It's been on TV in the background.
Every time you say Bernadette,
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, I get an image in my head of Raj doing his poem about Bernadette, playing with his clarinet.
Yes, I do know that poem. Yes.
Just makes me chuckle to myself every time.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Yeah. So you're also, apart from running Eden Garden Centre, Eden Corals, Reefy AF, you're also regular on the Reefers Network.
Yeah.
I don't know where you thought I was going with that then.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really do anything else. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that came to be. I have not a clue why people would want to spend time with me. And I mean that genuinely. I must drive people fucking nuts. But Tom, do you want to come on this weekend? And then, do you want to come on next weekend? I was like, it's fucking great fun. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. So it's been great. And that's also opened doors to meeting more people.
Yeah.
I actually had watched some of Lee, the One-Armed Reefer, brilliant YouTube channel, by the way, absolutely brilliant. I'd watched some of them before I met him, but now knowing who he is, just such a nice guy. And it's just been really, really amazing meeting everybody, you included, Steve.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I think for me, seeing you and Rob, particularly if Rob's got a bottle of red towards the end of the live stream, and I think the interaction not only with yourself and Rob, but with Tom trying to keep you kind of, not getting the channel banned.
Yeah, it's like a dad with 2 naughty boys in it. Really, that's that.
Yeah.
I find it amusing. I don't watch it back to watch myself before anyone fucking says it. But I do tend to watch these streams back because you miss so much when you're sitting there on screen. And yeah, some of Tom's faces that he pulls because he knows what's coming.
Yeah.
He sees a tiny wee smirk and he knows what's coming. But Tom's got exactly the same sense of humor. Yeah,
yes.
All good lads. All good lads. Very, very much so enjoying it.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I think it's one of those things that seeing you guys on there, really made me kind of want to get you on this live stream and to have a bit of a laugh and a joke with you as well, because yeah, you are great fun, and Rob as well. I've sort of had him on the list, and yeah, Tom, you're on the list as well.
Oh, Tommy boy, is he going to be on?
Well, I've got him on the list. I haven't asked him yet. But
you should have me, Tom, and Rob on.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. Just mute me the whole time.
Oh, where did I put my notes? This is no good. Here we go. So, where do we get to? Reefers Network. What's been the favourite topic or subject that you've covered on the Reefers Network so far?
I think talking to Sam Parker about how things work in Australia, because obviously we have corals that we can import into the UK and stuff, but Australia are like, nope, you've got what you've got and nothing else is coming in. And I found that really interesting. It's kind of annoys me a wee bit when people are talking about prices of corals in Australia. And it's like, oh, that's so cheap, but that is all they can get. It's cheap and it's on their doorstep. If we had acans, acros, and euphilia grown off the coast of Brassey here, they would be cheap because people would just begin out there and throwing them in boxes and putting them in shops. So it's $40 for a huge big meat coral or something like that is amazing, but it's right there. It's right there. So I found that really interesting.
Yeah, you don't kind of think about it the other way, do you? Because there's some of the things that are really expensive for them as well, isn't it?
Well, some shrimp, from what I've heard. Like,
yes,
what? Is it Harlequin shrimp is like $900 or is it over $1,000 or something? It's insane.
Yeah.
I can pick one up
so
for £18.
Yeah. So they have this, the same problem, but with different corals and different things, I guess. Yeah. Harlequin, £800. Gil's just put in the comments. Ouch.
That's a lot of money. They are amazing though.
Yeah.
I can't see the comments. It's like you've it's like you've told me on StreamYard I'm not allowed to see them.
Yeah, so I checked, someone else said this, and I checked the settings, and it's the only thing that isn't ticked is allow guests to stream to other networks.
Oh, no.
That's the only thing that isn't ticked.
Did you just do something? Because I'm now getting half of them, and by half of them, I mean an actual line down.
No, I haven't changed anything at all.
This is weird. Okay.
Right. So, I said I asked ChatGPT to build me a list of questions, and then I told it to make it childish and smutty. Here is an example of ChatGPT's humor. So it said, when you're on the Reefers Network, do you find yourself pulling out all the stops?
Yes, I put all of my effort in for Tom and the rest of the Reefers Network.
And then, another weird ChatGPT one. Sometimes it can feel like juggling a tank full of slippery eels. What's been the most unpredictable moment you've had on camera?
I think sometimes people join and do the strangest things. Like, the weirdest thing for me is that I wish they did have the excuse of thinking their camera wasn't on, but they clearly know their camera's on and they still do it. Like somebody having like a full wash on camera.
Oh.
Yep. Not naked, fully clothed, but just having a good wipe down live on air.
It's a bit like having a tank tour and then saying to everyone, just wait there a minute and disappearing.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I think that was literally what I said. Was it because you were 3D printing?
It wasn't me. I can't remember whose tank tour it was now.
I thought you left. Oh, that was salty banter. You kept on disappearing.
Yeah. I kept disappearing. You thought I was having a lot of toilet breaks. But...
Yeah, it was Jack's tank. Yeah, he just right in the middle of his tank tour. Back in a minute. This is so weird that I'm only getting half of the comment screen. This is if I make you and I totally tiny, it then comes up.
Is it a resolution thing?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because we're using Macs, you see.
Yeah, the only reason I use my maps, I've got a high-spec PC next to me, because I want to use my AirPods to listen in without having big cans on my head.
Perfect. Means you can't hear all the other shit of the world.
Yeah, so I've got a big set of headphones there, and I was like, I keep doing that. And the problem is, because I don't use the Mac that often, I forget how to do everything on it.
So why have you got one?
That's a really good question. Yeah. I don't really know. I wanted a laptop that was nice and compact, I guess. I don't know.
Our laptop's not all the same size now. Just pick a screen size and that's it, no?
Well, I don't know. To find one that takes up as much space, really slim and decent battery life and everything like the MacBook Air I've got is really hard to find one. So, and I think if I remember correctly, I bought this one. I was out in the States, and it was really cheap as well.
Like an Australian coral.
Yeah, maybe not quite that cheap. Right. So my next one should we do? No, let's do the. I've got another 2 categories of questions, but let's break it up a little bit.
Categories.
Let's do the quiz.
Oh, we're doing the quiz now.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're rivaling. Steve is
organise.
trying to rival the Reefers Network. Just be honest, Steve. You're trying to bring Tom down.
Yeah, that's it. Take him down. Oh, I need to move all my screens around now so I can still.
That is a big screen, by the way. I saw it in one of your videos. It is huge. No wonder you're doing.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a 23-inch screen kind of here, and just over there's a 35-inch ultra wide.
That is a monster.
So if I click that, here we go.
That is a pretty coral. Where did you get that?
Yeah, I don't know. More importantly, what would you call such a coral? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play this. It will show you just a coral like this. Then it will give you 4 options. One of those options is what Ron actually calls
Literally, everybody does it.
And the other 3 are just ones that I made up. You don't have to answer which one you think is the funniest. It's which one did Ron name it.
This is the fastest one I ever named, by the way, the one you have on screen.
Okay.
That was an instant. I knew the second I took that photo what I was going to call that coral. So it's interesting you picked that one first.
I will play this in a minute. We'll take the answers in the order that StreamYard shows them to me.
Well, I can't even
avoid.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up YouTube in another window. That's what I'll do, and then I'll access.
Make sure you mute it, because I think that's what I did wrong earlier.
Oh no, that was
at the beginning of the live stream.
Me then. You should have just told me I was a tosser, and I would have.
Well, I didn't know. I thought it was me because I had it open as well, because I was going to do a poll.
People are guessing, Steve. You need to ban them. There's rules.
Well, they didn't listen to me because they're getting it all wrong.
Oh.
So there will be a letter for each one, so you don't have to mash the keyboard trying to, and we don't have to try and guess what you're meaning. There will be one letter next to each line, and it will be the first one to get that right. And if you're in the UK or North America, you have the chance of winning an East Coast Reefer ball sack towel that you can use with your reef tank if you want. So none of the answers will count until I've hit play.
I was
I
about
mean,
to say, yeah, so here they go, cheeky fucking sausages. Same all the time.
so here we go. So there are your 4 options. Which one is the right one?
Clown. Oh, so where are you starting the answers from?
I made a note of who was in there,
Oh, best of
and we
luck.
haven't had a correct guess yet. So, oh yes, we have.
Have we? Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, we got Roxanne. So that is Acro Twisted Nipple. Sorry, no, we haven't.
This is awkward. That's the wrong answer.
It's B. Yeah.
Oh.
Let me go back. Let me go back. So there you go. Gil's got it.
Well done, Steve.
Oh, we're off to a good start, aren't we?
Yeah, that is Acropora Sugar Tits. And I got the name from the IT crowd when Douglas Renham's like, well, hang on there a minute, Sugar Tits. One of my favourite lines. Amazing. And it has kind of pink sugary tips. So, you know.
Yeah.
Yes, it is going well so far, Matt. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I'm not sure, but did anyone expect anything different?
It made it infinitely funnier.
Yeah.
Let's change the answer again.
Yeah. Right, come on, next one. Here we go.
Even I'm finding some of these funny. Oh my God. Oh, there you go. You've got a winner.
Yeah. It was A, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
So I make that Wakefield Reef. Oh, it's moving.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
It's called Goniastria moon splatter, hence man meat platter, which is a platter of gentlemen's genitalia.
Right. Next one.
Who wouldn't want that? A little buffet.
There we go. I'm hoping you can see all of them there.
Oh, Steve, you've missed a part of the name.
Have I?
Yeah, but it's my fault because remember I said to you when I said, what a fucking cock up.
Oh dear.
Can I change the name to some of these?
Yeah, you're free to. So I think we've got the right answer, even though it's not technically right because I missed some of it off.
You missed a word.
So I make that to be Wakefield Reef again.
Yep.
And what was the word that I missed off?
It's Acropora Festive Fandango.
Oh, okay.
And it's because on my sheet of paper, because I had to drop all of these on a sheet of paper, a wee bit like my conundrums from a few weeks ago. And then I had the name next to it. It jumped down a line and one of the words was missing.
I'm a little bit worried I might have actually got another one wrong now. So we'll soon see, won't we?
It might be funnier. Okay.
Right, let's keep going. Here we go.
Personal favourite
and there are your options.
I should really play music, shouldn't I?
Yeah. I can't even see whether we had the right answer now.
Yeah, we have. We have.
Okay. Where was it? So we have. Is it gills?
No. that was that before or after?
So I had.
I thought it was Roxanne.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I thought it was Roxanne. Sorry, Liam. Sorry.
I'm going to write before the next one comes up. I'm going to write next question in the chat so I know where we got to.
Boom. So yeah, that
Problem
one is
solved.
Acan's swollen anus because that looks like a swollen anus.
Right.
Here we go.
We're getting there. Hopefully we're not getting any worse. Hopefully we're getting better. So there are your options.
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh, I've got a right answer already.
Yeah.
Oh, it just moved. There we go.
Green bean flicker, man. I think I might have to change that one. Green bean. Oh. Yes, the answer is acro micropenis. I thought of microcladus and then micropenis came to mind. I wonder how different tonight's stream would have been if you'd invited somebody else on.
Oh, where's it all gone? Problem is this scrolls up so quickly.
Yeah, because everyone's hammering on their keyboards. Yeah.
Yeah. So I make it Wakefield Reef again.
God, he's quick. Or she, sorry. Made an assumption there.
Have you got these listed on a website or something? I mean, have they just got the website open?
Oh my god. So who's in the lead then? It's got to be Wakefield then. What's Wakefield?
It is Wakefield Reef's got 4.
What?
So we can still have a different winner.
Whoa.
Sorry. Right. Next question.
Oh, this one's beautiful. It's now so obvious which one it is.
I know. I thought, that's a really weird name. Because I thought, we've got a right answer.
No way did Wakefield Reef get that again. He's just hammering up alert. Yeah. He's cheating. Give it to Rama. Rama gets that one. Rogers release, you cheeky sausage, Steve.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that is acro slippery shaft, not slippery shaft fandango. That was the second part of festive fandango. Oh. Right, so apparently the Wakefield Reef's letter C came up before the picture even came up.
Ah.
Naughty. Oh, dear. So many things I want to say, but it'll just give stuff away.
Oh, we've got a right one.
Lee, well done.
Yeah.
It's Sci Fast Year Jingle Bells, so Sweaty Balls was just. Why Susan?
I don't know a Susan.
I think that's a lie, Steve, isn't it? I mean, let's just be honest. Let's be open and honest.
I thought the problem is if I just type a name in and it's someone who I know someone by that name, then someone's going to say, "Oh, is that because you once got a rash from them?"
Well,
So I thought I'm going to make up someone that I just don't know. Right, 2 more to go. Oh, hang on a minute. I need to type next question as well.
people are definitely cheating, Steve.
Yeah. If I was more organised, I'd have some method to stop them. But
It's just because you've got such amazing plum towels. Everybody wants one. Steve, that name is wrong.
is it wrong again?
I even sent you. Oh my god!
I'm sure this was on your list.
No, just one part of it's right.
Well, acro.
Yeah, looks like Liam got that one. It's bruised plums, not balls.
Oh, well, that's near enough. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, you get a wee bruised plum in your shopping bag with your can of beans has just popped off the car seat and just glanced the side of it.
Yeah, okay. So we have gills. Right, last question.
Sorry, can you explain the A one to me?
Oh, it's whatever the latest generation is. They've got this like made up language now, like Riz, Skibbity Ohio.
What?
Yeah, Skibbity toilet.
What?
It's like a whole nother language. So my daughter is at secondary school now, and there's this whole other language that the kids are speaking now.
I have heard of Riz because
Yeah,
when my snail spawn in my tank, we now call it sniz.
fair enough. Yeah, I think Ohio is supposed to be something that's just a bit crap.
What, the entire state?
Skibbity is. Well, it just Ohio means not very good, apparently, and I think it's because someone didn't, whoever made it up, didn't like Ohio. So
Is this a joke? Are you for real?
there is a whole other language.
So Ohio means crap.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never felt older.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the other ones now. I was playing around with my 3D printer earlier because I've now got one that does dual colors and stuff. So Skibbity toilet is like one of the things they're saying. So I printed that off for my daughter.
So what does skibbity toilet mean?
I haven't got a clue if I'm completely honest.
Is it got anything to do with toilets? Going for a shit in the toilet?
Yeah.
Skitters in the toilet? Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just drag us back from that tangent. I need to type next question.
Oh, some poor sod in the chat's asking if I've got my own Instagram or YouTube channel. Don't tell him. He can live a fine life without seeing that.
And there's your last one.
Oh, these are brilliant, Steve. Absolutely brilliant. It's one of my favourite corals. In person, it is absolutely stunning.
There we go.
Yay. I tell you something. It's not everybody's first choice, is it?
No.
That one was
Yeah, I
actually
did.
named after one of my good friends in America, Russ, who has taters on Reefy AF.
Okay.
He likes the word turgid. I'll just leave it there.
Fair enough. So, what have we got here? 2, 3, 4. 2, 2. We've got a clear winner.
Yeah, we
It
do.
is. Yeah. Even taking off that one that you guessed before it came up, he still won it.
Runaway winner.
Yeah. Wakefield Reef.
Timothy, is it? Somebody wrote Timothy, and I think Tom wrote.
Yeah,
Timothy
someone
in the
did
chat.
put it in there. Do you want to message me on Instagram or
Just come
Facebook?
to his house, let yourself in the back door.
Yeah.
Grab the towel, dry your plums if it's been wet outside, and then throw it in Steve's face and leave. After going for a skibbity in his toilet, whatever the fuck that was.
Right. Let me. I've got to get myself all organised now.
I preferred
thrown
some
me
of
off a
your
little bit.
names to mine. I'm not going to lie.
I'll admit I had quite a bit of fun making them up.
Sea of Dicks is a brilliant name for an acro because they just look like a sea of dicks.
And one of the other ones is Forest of Cocks.
Oh, I'd love to go for a rummage in there.
There was a couple of them I was like properly laughing, like wiping tears away while I was writing them.
Yeah, that's
But
Legion.
I'm easily amused.
Voices from the basement. I'm drowning. Shut up, here's a towel.
And yeah. Did you see we had Tom's trident in there as well?
Yes. A 3-headed cock.
Yeah. So yeah, Wakefield Reef, send me a message. I'll send you a towel. And it's a bonus because I've not got to put it in my suitcase and take it to America now.
Okay. How many of those
I'm
towels
pretty sure
Steve?
I ordered 5. So I do have some for future competitions.
Superb. Towels. Nobody doesn't need a towel. That was a stupid thing to say. Everybody loves a towel.
Yeah. Yes. Nobody doesn't need one.
No, they do.
Right. So, questions then. What trends do you think are coming or maybe this year that you've found interesting in the hobby?
Soft
Apart
coral.
from your... okay. Yeah, soft coral's a good one.
They are making a comeback, and so they should. That tank tour we had last weekend, strictly other than one Leptoceras jack-o'-lantern, purely soft corals, stunning little tank.
Yeah.
It made me
Yeah, I'd agree.
appreciate the big tank in our shop again, which I actually took a video of today. Somebody on Reefy AF asked me to take a video of it and post it. I forgot to do it. I'll do it later. Well, there's a toadstool mushroom in it, maybe that size.
Wow.
It is huge, and I was giving it maybe 6 years ago in a gentleman's garage in a bucket of cold 3-day-old salt water, and it had just been sitting there, and it was just like this little white slimy ball. And he went, "Do you want to give it a try?" I was like, "The fuck is it?" Looked like a bit of dog food floating in a bucket, and it stank. And for some stupid reason, I took it home and threw it in my tank, and yeah, it's just gone wow, huge. So yeah, trends, soft corals, because they are so easy to look after.
Yeah.
0.7 phosphates in that big system in our shop, and the corals are just living life.
Wow.
Yep.
Have you been down to AAC? They have a soft coral tank, and it looks really nice. Really nice. Yeah, it's unusual to see someone kind of dedicate a tank to it in a shop. And yeah, it looks really nice.
It'd be interesting to speak to somebody who has a tank like that in their shop and find out if demand is actually going up for soft corals. Because, I mean, I don't think my LFS even has soft corals. I mean, there might be a couple of rocks with some clove polyps and stuff on it, but other than that,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, my
not a
local's the
section
same.
for it.
No, no, no. And I think I'm trying to think now whether I've seen. So they have like 2 display type tanks with soft corals in, but they sell straight from the tank as well. Because I can't think I've seen the soft coral, apart from some of the high end mushrooms, anywhere else in any of the frag trays. So and I've had some, like the blue sponge I've got in my tank is from one of their soft display tanks.
So do
Got
they
some
just go in
sponges, and
live and snip, stick it in a bag?
they have some. So they have like a section of it that's display, and then a section that's, it still almost looks like a display because they're growing so nicely, but they are all on little frag plugs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think that, certainly when I bought some, weren't selling a lot of them because the frag plug was kind of semi stuck down.
Yeah, the coral had just.
Yeah,
So they've been there
but
a
yeah,
while because they're quite tricky to get to stick to a plug.
yeah,
Elastic bands normally the way I do it, but yeah.
yeah. So I had a toadstool, and it'd come off of the frag plug I had, and I thought, oh, you know what, put an elastic band around it and hold it onto another one, and then I'm looking, I'm like, it's gone. And then I saw my urchin going around my tank with 2 toadstools on it, and I'd done the elastic band a bit too tight. I just chopped through it, basically.
Cut straight through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So soft corals. Anything else?
No, I mean, it's a bit awkward. It's people talk about me as being a coral farmer. I've got one large coral system and a small coral system. Obviously, I've got future expansion plans and things like that. But am I a coral farmer? Yes, I'm farming corals and sending them to people, but it just feels a bit grand a term to use for myself. I don't see myself as that yet. I'm just a dick.
Ugh.
So yeah,
So
I don't know all the
no.
insides and outs of the industry entirely. Yeah, I'm obviously I'm talking to more people now than I ever have, and I'm absorbing as much information as I can. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the coral spawning stuff and how easy it is to do after seeing Rob's success?
I am so turned on by all of it. I love it. I think it's an amazing thing for the planet, for the hobby. I'm all for it. I absolutely love it. It was one of the main reasons why I joined the Reef Beef Discord in the beginning, because Rich Ross was spawning his corals, and he's had successful spawns. He's now grown the corals. Did he's? I think his spawn failed this year. Something happened with his spawn this year, and I think it failed. But you know, he's had multiple successful spawns, and so interesting.
Yeah.
The only issue I then had with it was that when you joined the Discord, all of the spawning stuff was you had to pay to be able to actually take part in his spawning stuff, and I was like, "Ugh."
Okay.
So I paid for about a year, but then I was like, oh, the information should really be out there, and I'm not slating anybody. It just I think that information should be out there for free, and that's what Rob's doing. So I
Yeah.
super appreciate everything Rob's doing and is going to do. I just love his attitude towards everything. It's just, oh well, you know, fuck it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
Let's just get 1,200 quid of that crow and throw it in the tank. See what happens.
So I think he's got 2 left. So I think he's got the one that actually spawned, or did that one actually die? Maybe, I don't know if he's probably away to bed. You know, he's getting on a bit. He's dead. I think he's down to two of the colonies now. You've been waiting a fucking while, Thomas. I work for my membership.
Yeah. Any advice for anyone out there thinking about starting up a tank, and you know what they should be thinking about, and what should they do?
This is tricky. Because you want to say listen to people's advice, but unfortunately, it's a minefield out there with who you listen to. So I think the only piece of advice I can say is find somebody whose tank and lifestyle, and by lifestyle I mean don't get a tank that you're not going to have time to look after. So get a tank and its inhabitants that suit your actual lifestyle, not just what you've seen on Instagram. Talk to the person about the tank. Make sure you have actually physically seen the tank and you know it's their tank, and then follow their advice, because if that is what you actually want at the end of the day, then that's what you should be aiming for. Are you muted, Steve? Oh, have I got the show myself? Yeah!
There you go.
Oh!
I'm back. I think so. I haven't really been keeping a reef tank very long. And one of the things I found when I first started up was, if you're going to follow a particular piece of advice that someone gives, make sure you're doing all of the other things that they do. Because just doing one thing from one person, particularly if you do one thing from multiple different people, doesn't mean they're going to work together. And I think that was a bit of a hurdle to get over.
It's the fact that there's somebody could do 700 things and this person could do 700 things, and they both have exactly the same tank, but this person does 350 of those things completely differently. So you'll see somebody's tank and you go, oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. And that day, that person happens to be talking about alkalinity. What do you run at? I run mine at 9. Oh, I run mine at 8.4. So 9 will get me there. It's not how it works. But how do you tell a new hobbyist that? You can't. How do you word that?
No, it's and I think even if you found the perfect way to explain it, they probably need to fail and find out anyway. I think for it, if I look at all the different things, I mean, I've fucked up so many times, it's untrue. So, you know, I've got 2 plate corals that are skeletons now, and I've just chucked them down the back so you don't see them. But in case it drops off any
never
babies.
failed in reefing, Steve. I've never killed a fish, never killed a coral. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
I think for me, as long as you don't just go and buy another fish and add meat to the grinder, just learn from it. I mean, there's people that will go out and buy 16 copper bands before they give up. Well, no. At least go somewhere else and buy it from somebody else, because the chances are their supply chain's the problem.
Yes.
Well,
yeah. I mean, I bought. I've had 2 cleaner wrasse. Both of them died. In fact, both of them completely disappeared.
How quickly?
2 months.
That sounds like your kind of average. I had one for 6 years.
Yeah.
But in a big system with tanks. Oh, somebody making you smirk there, Steve.
I think we're just both of a similar age and we've got similar hair woes.
Way more than mine, though. You've got way more.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get to that age that I'm having to actually start getting cut a certain way because it's just so thin.
Yeah, I've noticed actually since doing YouTube, I can see through it a bit more, so it's getting a bit thinner.
It's these
But
lights.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
yeah,
14 lights. Oh,
yes. But I think, yeah, we are very similar age. So just when you get to that age, you just think, I can't really be bothered.
let's play a game. So everyone knows my age because we played this on the Reefing Network.
Yep, go on then.
What age does everybody think Steve is? And be as insulting as you wish. Water off a duck's back.
I work in engineering, so there's probably not anything that you're going to call me that I haven't been called before.
Oh,
we've got one in there, lad.
yeah.
We'll leave that running while we talk, and we'll see who gets the closest.
Sounds good. 34. Somebody wants 2 fucking towels.
Wow. So where did I get to? I'm purposely not looking at those at the moment.
74.
Oh god, this is another. With all the reefing tech, do you think hobbyists are playing with their tools a little bit too much nowadays?
I love gadgets. I love tech. I was an early Apex adopter. Do I think people are playing with them too much? I suppose it depends the type of person you are, right? So I have lots of toys. So I've got Apex, DOS, all sorts of things running. I Trident controlled dosing, but I don't play with it. I've set it up. I calibrate now and again. I make sure my reagents are full and all the rest of it, and then I do my manual test with HANA checkers just to double check. I don't mess around with equipment once it's all set up and done, no other than maintenance. But do I think other people do? Yes. We've got a few people in our Discord, that, most days will everything die if I do this? And panic, just absolute panic. But they've not been in the hobby very long, and you have to just try and talk them down slightly or just give them a fucking slap and put them in the naughty corner with a really inappropriate gif. But yeah, some people, it depends what your personality is, doesn't it? I mean, you're a tinkerer. Yeah. I can tell you're a tinkerer. Yes. Although, before we went live, your exact words to me were, I used to plan things, and now I don't plan anything.
Yeah.
But do you tinker with your tank?
I tinker with everything.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, if I want to do something, I'll learn how to do it. So when I had a Malawi cichlid tank, I couldn't find a lighting controller that I liked, so I learned how to write code, and I wrote my own one.
Wow.
When I wanted a laptop bag for work, and I couldn't find one that was what I wanted, so I learned how to do leather crafting and made a proper leather bag. It took me hours. I must have taken me 100 hours to make that bag.
It was Halloween. I wanted to go out as Cher, so I wove a wig out of my own pubes.
Yes, exactly. It's just things like that. I enjoy a challenge, so
you made a
my next challenge.
It took you 100 hours.
Yeah, I reckon. But it had like custom molded leather in it, so I actually made the leather wet and molded it around things like my AirPods, and made a little proper holder for them in the bag and then stitched it in. Yeah, it was good. It was actually really good until my Aqua One 120 had the return pump malfunction and dumped salt water all over the floor, and the salt water went all over the bag and completely trashed it.
Yeah. This is well, it doesn't do that to our bags. Is that not right? Could you imagine?
Yes. Yeah, my life wouldn't have been worth living. So people have stopped guessing now, and we've got a few guesses in here. So we've got a few that I like.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah, there's two there, and there's another one.
He said daughters in secondary school, so that kind of puts you in a bracket.
Yeah. So I think I need to have words with Roxanne. That's the wrong side. That's the wrong guess. Gills has got it bang on.
Oh, okay. So there's only a year between us.
Yeah. So and it's in the first quarter of next year. So it's April, my birthday. So
Same here.
I'm not far off of 45.
Okay.
So I share my birthday with the Queen when she was alive, and Hitler.
And if you were to choose one, snog,
Well, they're
marry,
both dead. Yeah. Yeah, they're both dead. I don't really want to kind of snog either of them.
No, you need to choose one. That's the game.
Yeah, it'd have to be the Queen.
Oh, you would snog the Queen. Hitler's moustache would be so much more fun, although she's got a moustache. Tricky one.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. 20. I don't know whether Roxanne just knows Hitler's birthday or looked it up.
Oh my god. Okay, so we are almost exactly a year apart almost. Interesting.
Yeah. What else?
Waits for his ban. Interesting to see what YouTube thinks of this.
Well, it doesn't matter if they want to monetize it or not, because I'm not monetized. So
Nah. I'm not clicking that button.
yeah. What else? What else have I got in here? Yeah, really. Like I said, ChatGPT sometimes has really strange humor. So it said, when fragging corals, do you ever feel like you're performing reef surgery? Any moments where you've thought, oops, I've made a terrible mistake?
No. Ridiculous. I mean, sometimes you get the corals, especially things like Anacropora, which are really, really brittle. You go down with the bone cutters and you clamp a branch and the whole other bit flies off. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That'll do then. There's nothing you can do about it. Oh, man.
So what's the coral you're most proud of propagating? And there's a second part to this once you've answered the first part.
I think it's got to be the acans. Successfully cutting them up and then getting them to heal and then grow new heads. It's such a slow process, and it makes me think corals of that type have always been too cheap.
Yeah.
It's insane when you think about the effort. I mean, I am turning all my flow off once every 2 weeks, and I'm making up almost a paste of reef roids and other foods and goniopower and things like that. And I'm hand feeding individual mouths of acans, Malobo, things like that. And I'm really putting so much effort into it, and they're doing so well because of it. And then you see the price of them, and you go, oh my God, no, they should be really expensive.
Yeah.
They really should. And I think this hobby is a little bit weird. I think that livestock should be way more expensive. And I know everyone's going to hate me for it, but people might look after them a little bit more. And I think hardware is so overpriced.
Yes.
And look at your
Definitely.
salinity probe. How much was that?
So the one I bought was 40 quid.
Okay. And a Neptune one is?
230 quid.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. It's infuriating, actually, sometimes.
Yeah.
Please, everybody, do not go out and save money by buying certain brands of pumps, though.
We won't mention them. So I was fragged an A, was it an A-can or frag? I think it was an A-can the other week, and I was sat here, right where I am now, with this screen, this one here, in front of me, and I had my Tremel out, and I got my orange cold goggles because I haven't got any other safety glasses or anything. So I put them on, and I started my Dremel up, and I put it on, and it had slimed up, and it's went straight on my face, all over the monitor, all over my desk, wiping all the slime off of my face. And
Yeah, not knowing what's in that slime.
yeah,
Just some of the stuff in our tanks. We're like, oh, that went right in my eye. That's fine. Half an hour later, your eyes.
So I wear contact lenses, and I don't know if you noticed, when I did my tank tour, I was wearing glasses.
Yes.
Because the beginning of that week, I was in a bit of a rush to get to work, and I got a little pot and I put some frozen mysis in it. I was in a hurry, and I was getting a pipette, and I was taking tank water out and squirting it in to defrost it. And some tank water hit the mysis, bounced back out, went straight in my eye. I was like, oh, just kind of wiped out. Oh, that'll probably be an eye infection. Yep. Next day, eye infection, contact lenses out, round all the pharmacies, getting all the antibiotic drops, and a week of putting drops in your eye.
There's dirty shit in these tanks. People need to give it a little bit more respect. It's horrible stuff, some of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see we've got a question from Lee as well. Does it taste anything like Pallies? Don't taste Pallies. Need a warning banner across the bottom.
Yeah, it's all funny, but at the end of the day, you still have to say, don't do it. No,
yes,
don't do it.
Do not do it. You will be, if you ever wonder what it's like, if you look on Prestige Reef's YouTube channel, he once had it, and I don't know how he managed it. I'm the world's worst ill person, but he was like really ill, filming himself. I think secretly he was filming himself because he wasn't sure if he was going to die. He felt that ill. I think he thought, I better get this down so that I don't die. If I die, there's a record of it. But yeah, it really kicked his ass.
Yeah, Lee says they taste citrusy.
Okay.
I think Jim on Discord actually made a GIF of Lee standing by his tank eating a pally.
So I've been asked that we do Tom's question.
If you were to name a coral based on each other, so I've had to base a coral name on Steve.
I think that was the idea. I know because I nearly put it in one of my coral names, the aubergine acro. I was going to call it a purple burglar alarm.
Oh my god. Oh man. Well, if I was to name a coral after you, Steve, it would be Salty Shagger.
There's a person at where I work whose nickname is Shagger.
And is it
so much so that actually people don't, when you use the role that I've got, I can't call him Shagger. So I have to call him by his real name, and people are like, who are you talking about? You have to say their nickname. Is that their real name?
Isn't it a weird thing that people call each other?
I think when he was younger, it was like anything that resembled humanoid shape and wasn't too cold.
Oh.
So he got the nickname.
Oh, Zach's finally made it from Great Lakes Corals in Petoskey, Michigan.
Oh, there you go. And this was Zach that I didn't know was in a shop, and I just thought he really liked reefing products in the in
Yeah.
the Zoom call the other
Just
day.
like behind Tom.
Yeah, yeah, just all a load of reefing products in boxes.
Oh, hey Zach, nice to see you.
What else have I got? Right, let's just skip to some of the last few questions because we're over 2 hours now.
Who cares?
If if corals could talk, what would they say when they're being fragged?
Get the fuck off of me. You've just cut off my left or something. Could you imagine?
Yeah,
Have you ever thought about it? Cutting up an animal to multiply it? I mean, it's what they're doing to grow and
yeah. When you word it like that, it sounds really quite disturbing. So yeah, I've got this dog, and I want 2 dogs. Let's just cut it in half.
new coral name, dogs. Oh,
If you could describe your personal tank in 3 words, what would they be? And it can't be big and wet.
piece of shit. 3 words. Well, I've got to give the lads a shout at Reefy F and say one of them has to be glamorous. Yep, Jim's already said
Yeah.
it. Zach said it 3 times. So yeah, glamorous, clean. I don't know what the third word would be.
If I had to describe your tank in 3 words, it would be nice strap on.
Nice strap. Money Pit Rama. Well done, you win. Liam.
Well sealed.
Very good.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Anyway, we've got another one here. I don't know where Tom's getting these from.
what would it be called? Oh. Why is Tom asking such weird
I
questions?
don't know. These are all the questions that he wanted to ask in the Reefers Network, but thought, no, I'm not going to ask that.
I like that he's getting a chance to relax and take part. He's a good lad.
Yeah.
Why's the band got to be with Rob?
Yeah, I don't know.
What about Steptoe and Sons? It makes a change. And Drippy's in the band now.
Yeah.
Drippy,
Dr.
old
McDonald and
man's.
Little Robbie. Yeah.
Yeah, so Little Robbie was a AI thing that Zach typed into ChatGPT. Make Rob into a rapper called Lil Robbie. And there's Rob standing in front of his fish tank with the hatch on the floor with a big gold chain and sunglasses and a baseball cap on. With I don't know if the chain said Lil Robbie on it. Poon Boys and the Acrohuara. Kill the stream, Steve. Kill it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on now.
4 men and a fish. This is almost like ChatGPT, the chat.
Yeah.
Hello, chat.
Yeah,
Give me a name for a band.
yeah, I've have you used the song generator?
No, but Brandon on Reefy AF does, and he just has this talent for it. He sent one yesterday.
There was one of the guys at work. He's really into his AI stuff, and he's made some fantastic pictures and songs, full songs, all about what's been going on. So he just kind of feeds loads of data into ChatGPT on what's been happening this week, and says, "Make me a song about that."
It's so clever though, and you can make it in a certain genre of music.
Yep.
It's insane. Prison Pocketeers. I like that idea. So, Steve,
You got.
do you think you'll ever have a frag tank? Purely for frags?
I did think about the Fluval being a frag tank at one point, and shortly before I went to Aqua, I actually had, I think, 4 frag racks in this tank here, and they went all the way down that side and along, and they came to about here, and it was just full of frags ready to swap at the frag swap.
And did
And I swapped
they all go?
almost, yeah, most of them. I had like 10 left, I think. But I wasn't like after anything specific. I just wanted to take part in the frag swap just for a bit of fun. I ended up with almost all of them being Zoas.
What?
Almost everything that I traded, I ended up trading for Zoas.
Wow.
And then I put them all on this massive rock down the bottom here. And then they just started going mental and taking over. And I was like, no, I'm not having that. So put a little advert up locally, and then some guy said, oh, I've just killed all my Zoas. Can I buy all of yours?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah.
I have never
So,
kept a Zoa alive.
oh, really?
Yeah. My tank's just so honed to SPS and
Yeah.
super high light and super high flow. It's just they've got no chance. But when we move into the new building in February, there will be tanks with much lower light, less flow for specific species. So that's exciting.
I see we've just had a pledge from someone as well.
A pledge? Yeah.
Rama's said he's going to be in that banana costume.
I think he'll have to be, even though I think within 3 seconds he was like, this is way too hot. And then Liam had to take his Birmingham ninja outfit off or whatever the fuck that was, the balaclava and the gold chain. Oh.
And Tom's saying apparently I look like a pissed off retired Christmas elf.
Well, here's something funny, Tom. When we were watching one of your videos on YouTube through in the other room the other night there, I said, that's a Christmas shirt. That's the end of the show, everybody. Good night.
So you were saying this is a Christmas shirt, or the one that...
No, the one you've got on right now. It's so Christmassy.
Yeah, it was never intended to be a Christmas one. But it is. I mean, it's green and red, isn't it? You don't get, apart from the... Ooh, can I get...
Does everybody appreciate...
It's got a giraffe on it.
Oh, is that like a African Ralph Lauren?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Christmas giraffe.
Does everyone appreciate my Santa hat that I stuffed with bubble wrap just before we went live?
Yeah, and normally you're stuffing things with socks. So.
Yes. Well, yep, a lot of socks. The big sports ones. In fact, maybe the ones you buy for wearing welly boots.
What's really amusing it? I'm thinking that I'm so sick of this now. We've got more people watching now than we had earlier. So.
How many people are on? Because I can't see.
It's like 26. It was 27 a minute ago.
What is wrong with you people? Seriously? How'd you get that hat to stand up tall? Is it crusty?
I see we've got Ty in with us as well. Hi, Ty.
I don't know who that is.
So I met Ty at Aqua, and I was chatting to him at the frag swap stand, and we were chatting away. And you know how sometimes you just kind of you get into a routine of saying things, and you say them because you're so used to saying them, not because like they were what you wanted to say. And he was just leaving. I'm like, oh, it's really nice to meet you. It's nice to finally put a face to a name. It's like, you dickhead, I was around your house the other month. Oh, yeah.
How insulting. Did he not know you were around his house? Was that while he was out?
No, he was at mine. He came to mine to pick up some frags.
Okay. So how often do you have gentlemen callers?
Not often enough to get rid of all these frags.
See, I had a 425 XL before I got the 300. And I had frag racks around it, and the frag racks ruined it for me. I loved having frags, but having the racks and the display, I don't like it. Don't like it.
No, I changed. So I got this aquaprint one. It was the biggest one they made, and it wasn't even on display. So I was looking. I was like, "Is that the biggest one you do?" He's like, "Oh no, actually, call that a knife." And he pulled out this like massive thing. Oh, yeah, okay, that would be quite nice. That's almost the full length down the side there. And I've just kind of thrown a load of stuff on it. And I did have that mushroom basket in the corner that's come out now. I'm trying to kind of tidy it up a little bit because it's not the most attractive look, is it?
It's just for me, a display is a display, frags. But I mean, I'm very fortunate to have a frag tank though. So have you seen so I'm going to plug an item distributed, manufactured, and designed by ITC here in the UK. Craig, who's a great guy. Now, I'm not sponsored and I don't get sent free shit, but I'm going to mention their little modular M racks, the magnetic M racks. Have you seen them? The little frag racks?
No, I haven't.
So you can buy them in multiple sizes, and you only have to buy the magnets once, and you can swap the magnets out onto any size of rack you need at the time. And what I do is I've bought double the amount of acrylic racks and one set of magnets, and to swap them out when they're dirty, I just pop the magnet off, pop the magnet onto the other set, and put it back in the tank. So yeah, shout out to Craig Timms at ITC in the UK. Great guy, great company, lots of great products, and I don't have free shit. You whores.
So actually, I bumped into Matt in AAC at Coral Freaks, and I connected with Matt on LinkedIn years ago when it was Senai, and he didn't have a Senai top on in the shop, and obviously it was a long time ago, and I never met him in person before, but I've messaged him a few times. We've talked about a few things in the past, and then I was talking to him in the shop, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and we deal with Senai and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, I'm connected with someone at Senai for years called Matt." And it's like, "Oh yeah, that's me." Okay. It's a bit like the moment with Ty, where it's like
it sounds
completely
like
said the wrong thing.
You've been down to this year have been really, really good for networking and meeting people. I'm going to definitely try and get down next year. It's not my fault that somebody doesn't turn up for work and then there's a shit show here and then something here breaks and then all the rest of it. I was going to try and get down this year, but just not going to happen. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try and get down next year because it sounds. I'm not around physically other reefers ever. And the only physical reefers I'm actually around are other customers in my LFS. And they don't have control over their own salivary glands. So I don't really want to spend much time around them while they lick the carpet and drag their limbs across the floor. I think it would be absolutely bizarre, to be honest, to be around like-minded people in the reefing hobby in a social situation. So bizarre.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it was really good fun at Aqua, and so I was there, and Jay's Real Reef was there. He's like, "Oh, Steve, just like come over. Right, there's a microphone. Clip it on. Camera in front of us. Right, we're going to talk about something." And Paul Fish Palace was there. I bumped into Reef guys as well. He actually, I got famous by association because I was talking with Reef Dork when the guy, one of the guys running Aqua came down with the VIP pass for Reef Dork.
So that's how you've got 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and it was like, I better, oh yeah, East Coast Reefer, because I had a top with East Coast Reefer written on it, so he wrote me out a VIP badge while I was there. You probably thought, I've got a clue who this guy is, but
and think next year you will literally walk in that building and people are going to know who you are. How bizarre is that going to be?
It did happen. So a couple of people, so the John who attends, I think every live stream except
Where
mine.
the fuck is he tonight?
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's ever been to one of mine. Just saying.
Oh,
He came
now.
up to me. He watches the channel, and he came up to me. He's like, "Oh, all right, how you doing? I watch your videos." And he said who he was. I was like, "Oh, yeah, all right. I've seen you in the chat before as well."
Is he the
And
nicest
I had a
guy
few
in
people.
Reefing?
Yes, yeah. Although I haven't really met that many people who have been dicks, to be honest.
That's really good to hear.
Everyone's been pretty good. Yeah.
There's always time.
Yeah, and it's inevitable that there'll be a handful out there, but yeah, I think it's been really good.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be absolutely amazing. I'll probably have to drive down and turn around and go all the way back in the same day, knowing my luck, but it will still be really, really good to actually physically bump into people. It's going to be absolutely insane.
So I've booked a hotel for Aqua next year. I went both days this year, and I will be there both days next year as well.
And do you think it's going to be quite a bit bigger in 2025? I mean, I think it was such a success, but some people didn't go because they didn't know how good it was going to be.
Yeah, and I think the fact that they're going to have the ability to sell livestock this year or next year, I think that's going to make a big difference, because one of the things that I think held it back was, particularly if you weren't a coral vendor, there was very little in it for you.
Oh yeah, you weren't allowed to sell fish, were you?
No. So it was inverts and coral. It's part of the pet license, isn't it? It's the premises that's licensed, not the person. So
is that true? Because I have a pet shop license, me as a person.
But is it not licensed? Does it not have your premises address on it?
It does, yeah, but it's I was sure it was the person. Because I'm the one that's had all the training and gone through the Awata courses and all the rest of it.
Yeah. So what they've said is that for 2025, they've got the permit that allows people then to use their own license to be able to sell at the premises, which means there'll be able to be reptile sales and things like that. So I think there'll be a lot more people from the reptile world there, which will be interesting.
Well, I myself am from the reptile world, so
That north of Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah. Leathery skin, long tongue. Ron, do you have a passport? Yes, I do. Although I think they might still turn me around at the border. No, not having your type in down here breeding.
But yeah, it was really good, and I'm looking forward to next year, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's going
Love to Reef is happening as well next year.
I don't know what that is.
So last year in May, I think, I'd gone to Iceland with my family, and Iceland is insanely expensive if you haven't been. So I've just come back from that, spent an absolute fortune there. So I kind of held off of going to Love to Reef. So I didn't go to it. I went to Aqua. I went to Coral Freaks this year. But Love to Reef is at the centre where Coral Freaks was held, near AAC in Harlow.
So way further south then.
Yeah, a long way. You'd be better off flying to Stansted.
Fuck that.
It's
I'll
like
drive. I'll drive.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. If you love your car, you'll drive anywhere, and I hate flying.
Yeah, no, I fly quite a bit with work, so I'll just get on the plane.
Nah, can't stand
Live
it.
with it.
I mean, if Meredith said, right, we're going over to Italy to buy plants, I'd be on the plane in an hour. I'm not terrified of actually getting on a plane. I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't poo when I go on holiday, so I have to choose where I go and for how long, because every meal I eat, I'm bringing home.
Fair enough. Should go to India.
Well, I shit you not. I bet I'd bring it all home.
Yeah, I think that would be impressive. I wouldn't want to be around when you finally get home and release it.
Could you imagine? That would be Roger's release.
You would. Not Raj's release.
No. Oh, God, no. Ron would what? Ron would employ India. For fuck's sake. So there's a recurring joke. You asked earlier about recurring jokes. It's all staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though I think he's got something like 80 employees or something. So,
Okay.
yeah, stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, but we've got the Trident joke with Tom.
Yes, we do. And did you know that somebody bought a Trident off of Tom, but now he's got another one still sitting in a box, so he just collects them.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom has 95 members of staff. Or are you still guessing Steve's age?
Yeah. You're wrong.
Little bit of rage coming out there.
Well, I think we've kind of
exhausted,
milked this for what we could milk it for.
Well, before
But,
you wrap up, I just want to say how grateful I am for anybody to think of me to come on a live stream. It blows my mind. Don't get it. You're a maniac. But thank you.
I'll be honest, it was on my list, and I thought, you know what, it will be just so much fun, and you haven't disappointed me. It's been an absolute blast.
Glad.
So yeah, thank you very much for agreeing to come on. Thank you for running Reefy AF. Put that back up. There you go. Anyone wants to join it and hasn't seen it, because I think we've had it up most of the stream.
I love it.
A really great collection of people.
I just absolutely love it. It just feels like home. And when there's so many hostile environments out there in the reefing hobby, because there really is, it's just such a nice place to be. And if you're an asshole, you will not last long, because everybody will march you out the door. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, you fuck.
Self-policing.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, so Tom, am I allowed to say? I don't know if I'm. Okay, so on the Reefers Network this Sunday morning, we have Sam Parker from Parker's Reefing. So that'll be good. That'll be good.
Exciting.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to talk to him about this time. Not a clue. Lee, I think you are on, but speak to Tom. I think Lee's on, isn't he, Tom? Yeah. Do we need to do this live? Tom just writes, no.
I'm kind of invested now. I'm waiting to see the answer.
Yes, he is on. There you go.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. We can finally call it a night now.
Yes, I'll just watch Lee dribble all over Sam for a couple of hours and call it a day.
Yeah.
Who's on your show next week? Are you allowed to say?
You know that discussion we had earlier about me not planning anything?
Well, yeah, I mean, I text you for the link for this. Is there a link coming, Steve? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I need to send that. I'll just do something else.
Then you just sent me it via message. I'm like, I can't open that on my computer.
Well, I knew you had a Mac. So I thought, oh, he's probably going to get iMessage on his Mac.
I did.
So I'll do it that way.
But then
And I thought that would be the easiest way.
Safari.
Yeah. But yeah. So I haven't actually arranged for anything. And kind of, if anyone watching thinks, you know what, I'd like to do that, let me know.
Get Tom on.
And it saves, it's one less thing to think about then. Yeah. Tom's on my list of people to come on if Tom's free next Wednesday.
Say that exact line again. Tom's on my list of people to come on. Your words, not mine.
I think the intonation on what I said was slightly different, but
Tom, you don't wash your hair. You just dip it in a jar of vinegar.
Oh God, it's getting worse.
Yeah, so Sunday, Sam Parker and Lee and I can't remember the fourth person. Josh? Drippy? Not a clue.
And Friday night is Sean, Acro Man, is it? And
yes. Christian Pond.
Jeremy.
I think Jeremy might be hosting. Can't remember. I don't know who the fourth person is.
Oh, I can't remember either.
There's so many fucking streams. It's bonkers. When you invited me on this one, I was like, Christ, another one. Yeah, but it's been really good fun, so thank you.
No, thank you very much for coming on. You've not disappointed. You've made it fun. It's great.
You've made it fun with all your games and stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't have someone that accepts the abuse, it's not so funny, is it?
Well, no, that's just end up in court. Oh yeah, Leonardo's Reef is on. Leonardo's on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome guy and awesome corals. It's in Holland.
Look forward to it. How's my starfish? Sore.
Don't read them, Steve. It's all going down the toilet now.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, third time. We'll try it again. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I shall see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Like and subscribe. It's not my channel. Don't really care.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.